What's going on, everybody?
Hey, how's it going here? John and Ernie, Rez
Marquis.
Yep, there it is.
Oh man, dude, we've been. First of all, I want to apologize to everybody for not putting anything out last week. It's because we've been on the road, man.
Yep, been on the road. Road dogs, road res dogs. I was down in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Chandler for a big show at Wild Horse Pass Casino.
Yeah, I met you down there.
Yeah, that's right. John was there. Sold out show. Tatanka Means, Milo Smith, James and Ernie, and the bro. The Tawny Means. What's the guy's name?
Yeah, dude, the Tawny was pretty cool, man. I like that. The way he was flowing and everything. Was rapping. You got the energy. Yeah, I got the crowd hyped up and everything. That was cool, man. I really enjoyed myself.
Those Means brothers.
The Means brothers. Yeah. That's a double threat.
There it is, man.
Yeah. And when I started first getting into everything, the whole film industry thing, I used to sleep with the camera.
Dang, that's one way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way of really getting in there and being, involved.
Yeah,
what you do.
There's a good chance that he is a method actor.
Yeah, I don't encourage anybody to do that. I was just joking.
Yeah,
I don't do that.
That's like really good. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Awkward moment.
Scoots over.
Yeah, man.
Man, yeah, it was a blast, man. We had a good time. We went backstage, and how about that wall, man?
One day, my name will be on this wall.
Yeah, I think we're gonna find a spot right here next to Cinderella.
It could have been tonight, but I don't have a marker.
That wall's awesome, man. All those names on there, some big names too. You know?
I saw Huey Lewis on there.
I know, man. I was thinking about putting my own little name somewhere in there, where just write real small.
Man, yeah, that was pretty intimidating. See all those names up there, who's all been performing,
Yeah, no kidding, man. And that venue is an awesome venue. I really like it. It's got that balcony.
Yeah.
Always tease, the Hopis, man. Stick at me, sit up there.
Oh man, and also you had the 20-year anniversary too.
That's right, 20 years of James and Ernie.
Man, that is awesome.
Man, yep. Our first show was April of 2002.
Yeah.
2002, 2002. But so it's been 20 years, man. But I started doing comedy. Both of us started doing comedy in 2001.
Yeah.
So, but the duo started in 2002, April.
Man, that is a long time ago. 20 years.
20 years, man.
Did it just feel like everything just flew like that?
Yeah, man. Flew by just like that. So I guess we're ready for a documentary.
Yeah,
our memoirs.
Yeah, that needs to happen pretty quick, man.
That'd be cool to make it like a movie, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Find some characters to play us.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of interesting.
The thing is that when you do the characters, you're gonna make them more
make them skinny and ripped and built.
Right?
Real good looking too, man.
I can just imagine a really big old buff guy playing Ernie. He's got the headband and everything, and he talks really suave.
Yeah,
too, like really
suave,
cool.
man. Yep. I don't know who the young actors are out there now, but somebody good looking.
Like, hey, that's not how Ernie looks.
This is way off. Right now we're in Albuquerque. It's the Gathering of Nations weekend.
Yeah, Gathering of Nations is actually going on right now as we speak.
Right now. That was my power dance.
Yeah. How about his little powwow dance? I gave up my powwow dancing a long time ago.
I like those fancy dancers, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's real fast. It's a big old blur, it's a colorful blur. It's how fast they are,
Yeah. The thing I like about them is the way they stick with the beat,
Yeah.
It's really meshes
And then I like that big old dramatic end where they stop,
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it stops like,
then there's some kind of warrior pose, I'd probably be like, whoa, overstep it.
Yeah, we have quite a bit of things going on this weekend in Albuquerque. If you're not familiar with Gathering Nations, I think everybody is. It's been going on for years.
Yeah,
and I've actually had my things that I've done in the past with the Gatherings of Nations too. I was one of a guest, speaker at I think 2 years ago before the whole pandemic hit.
My name is John Riggs, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who learned. Thank you, John.
that was pretty intimidating. Talking in front of thousands of people, on a podium, and that was pretty crazy. And then also watching the event, that was my first time ever being at the Gatherings of Nations.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
nice, man.
And lucky me, I get to speak in front of everybody my first time. So
yeah,
it was pretty cool.
Man, the Gathering of Nations for me, man. When we first started, James, when we were kind of like at our height, maybe 3 years into it.
Yeah,
they brought us out to the Gathering of Nations. Man, it was awesome.
Yeah,
because people were hearing about us, not just in Navajo Nation, but Native America. And when we got on stage, man, that whole area just got packed.
How's everyone doing tonight? That's right. GON, Gathering of Nations, going out native, yes.
Standing room only, right? And then as soon as we get off, man, everyone goes back to the powwow, whatever. Then,
man, you guys felt like a rock star.
Man, it was awesome.
That was like right.
It was amazing.
Too,
yeah.
Shoot,
and the Gathering of Nations really got us out there because other tribes, saw us perform and we started getting calls, man, from all over, to come out and do comedy. So, Gathering of Nations, man, GON, right? Good old natives. That's what I call it.
Good old natives. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the performers. Everybody is doing all that they can in the entertainment business. It is tough, and it does take a lot of. It is a very stressful. It can be a very stressful career.
Man, it just takes persistence, man, to stick with it. Right?
Yeah.
Stick-to-itiveness. I've heard people say that.
Yeah.
Have you heard that word? Is that a nice word? Stick-to-itiveness?
No, I don't know. What do you guys think?
In other words, don't give up.
Don't give up. Today's another day.
Yeah, if you fail, just get back on that horse, as they say. And if you're new, subscribe, right?
Yeah. Subscribe.
Wherever the button is, almost like they always say, you ever watch those YouTube channels? Subscribe, hit that button right there, or hit that button over here, or up there, or over here. We should have an actual button. Hit this button.
We need a button.
Yeah. Do you have any scary stories out there?
So, going about ghost stories. Do you have any ghost stories?
Ghost stories. Let me think real good. No, I don't.
Yeah?
I don't, man. See, it's the thing. Man, when it comes to paranormal activity, paranormal non-activity right here. Nothing. How many ghost stories, man?
I should have a TV series called...
My scariest story is when I was about 10 years old. My stay with my grandma, man, and me and my cousin, my bestest cousin, man. The outhouse was like about 100 yards away.
Oh, I hate
and we
that.
had to go there in the nighttime, man.
Yeah.
We were holding each other, we were shaking, our teeth are chattering. What's that?
And they always got to make the outhouse right by a cliff.
Yeah, exactly. It was like a wash. Right, the wash all dark in there. And that's the scariest story I got, man. Is going to the outhouse in the middle of the night. And we're at that age too, right? Where we're not old enough to have an adult with us, or young enough, right? But we're old enough to go by ourselves, And
Yeah.
Grandma was like, "You guys go ahead. You're big now." You know what I mean?
My biggest thing was my scariest thing was actually not so much going towards the outhouse, but actually going into the outhouse,
man, yeah.
and actually sitting on the toilet.
Oh man, dark, yeah. and then running back to the house, right?
Yeah.
You
always feel like there's somebody behind you.
There's a boogeyman coming at you. You're like, man.
The outhouse, man.
Do you have any stories?
Yeah, man, I have a lot of them, growing up, and I think the one that stands out the most is one of the more popular stories on the reservation. Well, in Kayenta anyway, there was a story that I'm not sure if it's true or not, but my uncle is the one that actually, experienced it, and it kind of just, trickled onto the to the community there. But basically, what happens is he was coming back he's a police officer, and coming back down the road one rainy night, and had seen a young girl walking down the side of the road, and noticed that she had no jacket on. Okay. It's cold outside. It's raining, and he's in his patrol vehicle cruising, and seen this girl on the side of the road. Long hair, just drenched. She's soaking wet, and then. He just thought it was weird, strange.
Yeah.
So he pulled over, probably like maybe a few hundred feet down the road, and decided to turn back around, to see what she was doing. And he was on his way back home. He said it was late, probably like about midnight or something like that, you know. So the whole thing was just weird, you know, the whole scenario. So he turned back around and headed back to the girl, you know, made a U-turn, came back around and pulled over. She the whole time she was just like unresponsive. He didn't say nothing. He pulls over, opens the door for her, you know, and she gets in. But the whole time that he was with her and she got into the vehicle, she still didn't say anything. She had her head put down. She had her head down, you know, and she's just drenched cold, you know, and he offered her his jacket, you know, because she was so cold. So he took his tribal jacket and put it on her. And he asked her a lot of questions, but she never responded back, right?
Yeah.
So he continued driving, tried to at least find out where she lived, you know, but she never responded. She always had her head down. But I think one of the more disgusting parts about the story is the way she smelled.
Oh,
you know?
man.
Yeah, he really described the smell as really bad. Like it was bad.
Putrid, huh?
Yeah, like she hadn't showered or anything else. You know, it was just terrible. So there was a lot of things that just were not right, you know, for him. And so he continued on down the road, and she didn't say anything. But as they got closer to this marker up the way, you know, she had just kind of pointed. She didn't say anything, but just pointed, you know, with her head still down, just pointed in a direction he needed to go. So he pulled in there, and he kept driving and kept going up the road, probably like about a mile or so, and ran into this Hogan. You know, it was a Hogan. You could see there was somebody there because the fire was, you know, going, and see the flickering of the lights and the smoke coming out of the chimney. So he pulls up to it and, you know, asked her if this is where she lived. She didn't say anything. She just got out of the car and made her way into the to the Hogan, you know. And she opened the door. He saw there was, you know, flickering lights from the fireplace. You know? So he figured somebody was home. So he said, you know, cool, you know, whatever. He took off, and as he made it to the highway, he just realized that he had forgot his jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had given it to her to wear, and she wore it into the Hogan. So at this time, he was just like, oh, well, I'll pick it up in the morning, you know. So he went back home, and on his way to work the next morning, he had stopped back by that house. But when he went back to the Hogan, he was in shock because when he pulled up to it, he noticed that it was run down. Like nobody had lived in that Hogan.
Like abandoned?
Yeah, for years. Like it was just just broken down, and he was freaking out. Like, I swear that I had just dropped her off here, you know? And he walked up to the Hogan and looked around it, and, you know, it looked like it had just been abandoned for years. You know, those weeds, everything just looked different about it. And he noticed that his tire marks were still there.
Okay.
You know,
so that was the place, huh?
Yeah. And so he walked up to it, and as he was looking around, trying to figure out what was going on, trying to, you know, make sense of this whole thing, he noticed that there was a part of the wall of the Hogan that was still up, but his jacket was hanging in the Hogan.
Chills.
Yeah, it was just hanging there. And, you know, he's kind of reached for it and grabbed it. And now he's just like confused, you know? So he gets back in his vehicle and starts doing like a perimeter check, you know, drives around and notices probably like a quarter mile down the road there's a trailer, you know. So he drives up there and goes up to his people, or goes up to his trailer and goes and knocks on the door and asks if anybody's home. And
Yeah.
a lady comes out with her husband and asks if they knew anything about that Hogan that was right down the road, you know. And she's like, oh yeah, you know, family used to live there, but that was like years ago. You know, they had long since moved, and they had a daughter that was that used to live with them, but she got hit on the road years ago. Yeah, and she passed away. And since then, they didn't want to live back at that house, so they left. You know, but then then nobody would live there for years. So apparently he picked up this girl, you know, that had been gone for years.
That's crazy, man.
So that, you know, hearing that story, it was just all over the res, you know, and you know, it's a young kid. I heard that story when I was like 10, you know. Being a 10-year-old man, that gives you shivers, you know, makes you think twice about who you pick up beside the road.
No kidding, man. Yep. Yeah, I live in Fort Defiance, so, you know, there's like the stories at the old hospital, which is out, and that's where I was born too. But now it's just an empty lot. There's dirt, you know. Where I was born is no longer there. I got no origin. I go to there. I was born about right there. We're at Tin Cannons right there.
There.
But there, but that hospital after they got the new hospital, right? Yeah. And that was emptied out. It was just, you know, it was just there for a lot of years. Mm-hmm. But the security guards, man, that they, you know, do just kind of keep an eye on the building itself. I heard a couple of stories about that kind of weird paranormal activity in the old hospital, you know.
Yeah.
Of people with doors closing as they're making the rounds, you know, through the hospital.
Yeah.
You know, it's abandoned, there's no one in there. You know, or maybe see, you know, like someone walk by at the end of the hallway, you know, long hallways, right, real cold and dark, and then they still had lights on, of course, but you know, and see somebody. Can you imagine seeing someone walk across? And I'd freak out, man. You know what I mean? You'd be like, nope, I'm out of here. Yeah, I know,
scary.
Man.
Now I'm looking around the studio like,
I know,
So you guys have any scary stories? You'd like to hear them, man?
Man.
Yeah, we need a good scare.
We'll have to come back during Halloween. Probably a good time to talk about this.
Oh yeah, we'll revisit this subject again during Halloween time. That would actually make a really good episode.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this is it for the evening. John and Ernie, Res Marquee.
Res Marquee there.
You guys know what to do. Bye.